creatures, get you home. What, is this a holiday? You ought not walk about on a laboring day without the sign of your profession. Speak, what trade art thou?
Why, sir, a carpenter. What dost thou get best to barrel on?
You, sir, what trade are you?
Truly, sir, in respect of a fine workman, I am but, as you would say, a cobbler.
But what trade are you? Answer me directly.
A trade, sir, that I hope I may use with a safe conscience, which is indeed to say, a mender of bad souls.
What trade? What trade?
Oh, yes, sir, I speak to you if you're not out with me. Yet, if you be out, sir, I can mend you.
Sorry, not meant to be.
Why, sir, cobble him. Thou art a cobbler, art thou? I am, indeed, sir, a surgeon to old shoes. When they are in great danger, I recover them, as proper men as ever trod upon neat's leather have gone upon my handiwork. And wherefore art not in thy shop today? Why dost thou leave these men about the streets? Sir, to wear out their shoes, to get myself into more work. Indeed, sir, we make holiday! Joyce at his fire!
Wherefore rejoice? What conquest brings thee home? You blocks, you stones, you worse senseless things. Oh, you hard hearts, you cruel men of Rome. Knew you not Pompey? Many a time and oft have you climbed up to walls and battlements, to towers and windows, yea, to chimney tops, your infants in your arms, and there have sat the livelong day in patient expectation to see Pompey pass through the streets of Rome. And when you saw his chariot but appear, did you not make a universal shout that Tiber trembled underneath her banks to see the replication of your sounds in her concave shores? And do you now put on your best apparel? And do you now come out a holiday? And do you now strew flowers in his way that comes in triumph o'er Pompey's blood? Be gone, run to your houses, fall upon your knees, and pray that the gods must intermit this plague that needs must lie upon this ingratitude.
Go, countrymen, and for this thought, assemble all the poor men of your sort. Draw them to Tiber banks and weep your tears into the channel, until the lowest stream doth kiss the most exalted shores of all. See where their basest metal be not moved. They vanish, tongue-tied in their guiltiness. Go you that way down to the Capitol. This way will I. Disrobe the images if you do find them decked with ceremonies.
May we do so? It is the Feast of Lupercal.
It is no matter. Let no images be hung with Caesar's trophies. I'll about and drive the vulgar from the streets. So do you too, where you perceive them thick. These growing feathers, plucked from Caesar's wing, will make him fly an ordinary pitch. Who else would soar above the view of men and keep us all in servile fearfulness?
Peace, how Caesar speaks. Calpurnia.
Here, my lord.
Stand you directly in Antonius' way when he doth run his course. Antonius.
Caesar, my lord.
Forget not in your speed, Antonius, to touch Calpurnia. For our elders say the barren touched in this holy chase shake off their sterile curse.
I shall remember. When Caesar says, do this, it is performed.
Set on and leave no ceremony out.
Caesar! Caesar!
God,
Let every noise be still, peace yet again.
falls on me. I hear a tongue shriller than all the music cry, Caesar! Speak, Caesar is turned to hear. Beware the Ides of March! What man is that?
A soothsayer bids you beware the Ides of March.
Send him before me. Let me see his face.
Fellow, come from the throng and look upon Caesar.
What sayest thou to me now? Speak once again.
Beware the Ides of March!
He is a dreamer! Let us leave him. Pass.
Will you go to see the order of the course?
Not I.
I pray you do.
I am not gamesome. I do lack some part of that quick spirit that is in Antony. Let me not hinder, Cassius, your desires. I'll leave you.
Brutus, I do observe you now of late. I have had from your eye that gentleness or show of love as I was wont to have. You bear too stubborn and too strange a hand over the friend that loves you.
Cassius, be not deceived. If I have veiled my look, I turn the trouble of my countenance merely upon myself. Vexed I am of late with passions of some difference, conceptions only proper to myself, which give some soil perhaps to my behaviors. But let not therefore my good friends be grieved, among which number, Cassius, be you one, nor construe any further my neglect than that poor Brutus, with himself at war, forgets the shows of love to other men.
Then, Brutus, I have much mistook your passion, by means wherein this breast of mine hath buried thoughts of great value, worthy cogitations. And tell me, good Brutus, can you see your face?
No, Cassius, for the eye sees not itself, but by reflection, by some other thing.
'Tis just. And is very much lamented, Brutus, that you have no such mirror as will turn your hidden worthiness into your eye. I have heard, where many of the best respect in Rome, speaking of Brutus and groaning under this age's yoke, hath wished noble Brutus had his eyes.
Into what dangers would you lead me, Cassius, that you would have me seek into myself for that which is not in me?
Therefore, be prepared to hear. And since you know you cannot see yourself so well as by reflection, I, your glass, will modestly discover to yourself that of yourself which you yet know not of. And be not jealous on me, gentle Brutus, if you know that I do fawn on men and hug them hard and after scandal them, then hold me dangerous.
What means this shouting? I do fear the people choose Caesar for their king.
Aye, do you fear it? Then must I think you would not have it so.
Would not, Cassius. But I love him well. But wherefore do you hold me here so long? What is it that you would impart to me? If it be aught toward the general good, set honor in one eye and death in the other, and I will look on both indifferently. For let the gods so speed me as I love the name of honor more than I fear death.
I know that virtue to be in you, Brutus, as well as I do know your outward favor. Well, honor is the subject of my story. I cannot tell what you or other men think of this life, but for my single self, I as lief not be, as live to be in awe such a thing as I myself. I was born free. Caesar, so were you. They both fed as well. They can both endure the winter's cold as well as he. For once, upon a raw and gusty day, the troubled Tiber chafing with her shores, Caesar said to me, "Durst thou now, Cassius, leap in with me into this angry flood and swim to yonder point?" Upon the word, accoutred as I was, I plunged in and bade him follow. So indeed he did. The torrent roared, and we did buffet it with lusty sinews. throwing it aside and stemming it with heart's controversy. But ere we could arrive the point proposed, Caesar cried, "Help me, Cassius, or I sink." So from the waves of Tiber did I, the tyrant Caesar, bear. And this man is now become a god, and Cassius is a wretched creature who must bend his body if Caesar carelessly nod on him. He had fever when he was in Spain, and when the fit was on him, I did mark how he did shake. 'Tis true, this god did shake. His coward lips did from their color fly, and that same eye, whose bend doth all the world, did lose his luster. I did hear him groan. That tongue of his, that bade the Romans mark him and write his speeches in their books. Alas, he cried, give me some drink, Cassius, as a sick girl. It doth amaze me that a man of such feeble temper should so get the start of the majestic world and bear the fall alone.
Another general shout! I do believe that these applauses are for some new honors that are heaped on Caesar.
Why, man, he doth bestride the narrow world like a colossus, and we petty men walk under his huge legs and peep about to find ourselves dishonorable graves. Men at some time are masters of their fate. The fault, dear Brutus, is not in our stars, but in ourselves, that we are underlings. Brutus, Caesar. What should be in that Caesar? Why should that name be sounded more than yours? Write them together, yours is as fair a name. Sound them, it doth become the mouth as well. Weigh them, it is as heavy. Conjure with them, and Brutus will set a spirit as soon as Caesar. Now, in the name of all the gods at once, upon what meat doth this our Caesar feed, that he is grown so great? Age, thou art shamed. Rome, thou hast lost the breed of noble blood. When went there, by an age, since the great flood, but it was famed with more than with one man? When could they say, till now, that talked of Rome, where wide walls encompassed but one man? Now is Rome indeed, and room enough, when there is in it but one only man. You and I have heard our fathers say, there was a Brutus once who would have brooked the eternal devil, keep his state in Rome as easily as a king.
That you do love me, I am nothing jealous. What you would work me to, I have some aim. Oh, I have thought of this and of these times I shall recount hereafter. For this present, I would not, so with the love I might entreat you, be any further moved. What you have said, I will consider. What you have to say, I will with patience hear, and find a time both meet to hear and answer such high things. Till then, my noble friend, chew upon this. Brutus had rather be a villager than to repute himself a son of Rome under these hard conditions as this time is like to lay upon us.
I am glad my weak words have struck with this much show of fire from Brutus.
The games are done, and Caesar is returning.
As they pass by, pluck Pasca by the sleeve, and he will, after his sour fashion, tell you what hath preceded worthy note today.
I will do so. But look you, Cassius, the angry spot doth glow on Caesar's brow, and all the rest look like a shiven train. Calpurnia's cheek is pale. Cicero looks with such fair and such fiery eyes as we have seen him in the Capitol being crossed in conference by some senator.
Pasca will tell us what the matter is.
Servius,
Caesar?
as we have men about me that are fat, sleek-headed men and such sleep and ice. Young Cassius has a lean and hungry look. He thinks too much. Such men are dangerous.
Fear him not, Caesar. He's not dangerous. He's a noble Roman and well given.
Would he were fatter. But I fear him not. Yet, if my name were liable to fear, I do not know the man I should avoid so soon as that spare Cassius. He reads much. He's a great observer, and he looks quite through the deeds of men. Seldom he smiles, and smiles in such a sort as if he mocked himself, and scorned his spirit that could be moved to smile at anything. Such men as he never be at heart's ease whilst they behold greater than themselves, and therefore are they very dangerous. I'd rather tell thee what is to be feared than what I fear, for always I am Caesar. Come on my right hand, for this ear is deaf, and tell me truly what thou thinkst of him.
Hold me by the cloak, would you speak of me?
Aye, Casca. What hath chanced today that Caesar looks so sad?
Why, you were with him, were you not?
I should not then ask Casca what had chanced.
Why, there was a crown offered him, and being offered to him, he put it by with the back of his hand, thus, and then the people fell a-shouting.
What was the second noise for?
Why, for that too. They shouted thrice. What was the last cry for?
Why, for that too. Was the crown offered him thrice?
Aye, marry wast. And he put it by thrice, every time gentler than other, and at every putting by mine honest neighbors shouted. Who offered him the crown? Why, Antony.
Tell us the manner of it, gentle Casca.
I can as well be hanged as tell the manner of it. It was mere foolery, I did not mark it. I saw Mark Antony offer him a crown. Yet it was not a crown neither, it was one of these coronets. And as I told you, he put it by once. But for all that, to my thinking, he would fain have had it. Then he offered it to him again. Then he put it by again, but to my thinking, he was very loath to lay his fingers off it. And then he offered it the third time. He put it the third time by, and still as he refused it, the rabblemen hooted and clapped their chapped hands and threw up their sweaty nightcaps and uttered such a deal of stinking breath because Caesar refused the crown that it had almost choked Caesar, for he swooned and fell down in it. And for mine own part, I durst not laugh for fear of opening my lips and receiving the bad air. Soft, I pray you. Did Caesar swoon? He fell down in the marketplace and foamed at mouth and was speechless.
'Tis very like he hath the falling sickness.
No, Caesar hath it not. But you and I and honest Casca, we have the falling sickness. I know not what you mean by that, but I am sure Caesar fell down. If the tag-rag people did not clap him and hiss him according as he pleased and displeased them, as they used to do the players in the theatre, I know true man.
And what said he when he came into himself?
Marry, before he fell down, when he perceived the common herd was glad he refused the crown, he plucked me off his doublet and offered them his throat to cut. And I have been a man of any occupation. If I would not have taken him at a word, I might go to hell among the rogues. And so he fell. When he came to himself again, he said if he had done or said anything amiss, he desired their worships to think it was his infirmity. 3 or 4 wenches where I stood cried, "Alas, good soul!" and forgave him with all their hearts. But there's no heed to be taken of them. If Caesar had stabbed their mothers, they would have done no less.
And then he came thus sad away.
Aye. Did Cicero say anything? Aye, he spoke Greek. To what effect? Nay, and I tell you that, I'll dare look him in the face again. But those that understood him smiled at one another and shook their heads. But for mine own part, it was Greek to me. I can tell you more news, too. Marullus and Flavius for pulling scars off Caesar's images, are put to silence. Very well. There was more foolery yet, if I could remember it.
Will you sup with me tonight, Casca?
No, I am promised for it.
Will you dine with me tomorrow?
Aye, if I be alive and your mind whole, and your dinner worth the eating.
Good. I'll expect you.
Do so. Farewell, though.
What a blunt fellow is this grown to be. He was quick-mettled when we went to school.
So is he now, in pursuit of any bold or noble enterprise, however he puts on this tardy form. His rudeness is a sauce to his good wit, which gives men stomach to digest his words with better appetite.
And so it is. For this time, I will leave you. Tomorrow, if you please to speak with me, I will come home to you, or if you will, come home to me and I will wait for you.
I will do so. Until then, think of the world. Well, Brutus, thou art noble. Yet I see thy honorable mettle may be wrought from that it is disposed. Therefore, it is meet that noble minds keep ever with their like, for who's so firm that cannot be seduced? Caesar doth bear me hard, but he loves Brutus. If I were Brutus now, and he were Cassius, he should not humor me. I will, this night, in several hands, in at his windows throw, as if they came from several citizens, writings, all tending to the great opinion Rome holds of his name, wherein obscurely Caesar's ambitions may be glanced at. After this, let Caesar seat him sure, for we will shake him, or worse days endure.
Good evening, Casca. Brought you Caesar home? Why, are you breathless? Why scare you so?
Cannot you move when all the sway of earth shakes like a pig on fur? Oh, Cicero, I have seen tempests when the scolding winds have ripped the knotty oaks, and I have seen the ambitious oceans swell and rage and foam to be exalted with threatening clouds. But never till tonight, never till now, did I go through a tempest dropping fire. Either there is a civil strife in heaven, or else the world too saucy with the gods and senses them to send destruction.
Saw you anything more wonderful?
A common slave, you know him well by sight, held up his left hand, which did flame and burn like 20 torches joined. And yet his hand, not sensible of fire, remained unscorched. Besides, I had not since put up my sword. Against the Capitol I met a lion, who glared upon me and went surly by without annoying me. And there were drawn upon a heap 100 ghastly women, transformed with their fear, who swore they saw men all in fire walk up and down the streets. And yesterday the bird of night did sit, even at noonday, in the marketplace, hooting and shrieking. When these prodigies do so conjointly meet, let not men say these are their reasons, they are natural. For I believe they are portentous things unto the climate that they point upon.
Indeed, it is a strange disposed time. But men may construe things after their fashion, cling from the purpose of the things themselves. Come Caesar to the Capitol tomorrow.
He doth, for he did bid Antonius send word to you he would be there tomorrow.
Good night then, Casca. This disturbed sky is not wanted.
Farewell, Cicero. Who's there? A Roman?
Casca by your voice.
Your ear is good. Cassius, what night is this?
A very pleasing night to honest men.
Whoever knew the heavens menace so?
Now could I, Casca, name to thee a man most like this dreadful night, that thunders and lightens and opens graves and roars, that doth a lion in the Capitol. A man no mightier than thyself or me in personal action, yet prodigious grown, and fearful as these strange eruptions are.
'Tis Caesar that you mean, is it not, Cassius?
Let it be who it is.
Indeed. They say the senators tomorrow mean to establish Caesar as a king.
I know where I will wear this dagger then. Cassius from bondage will deliver Cassius. That part of tyranny that I do bear, I can throw off at pleasure.
So can I. So every bondman in his own hand bears the power to cancel his captivity.
And why should Caesar be a tyrant then? Poor man. I know he would not be a wolf, but that he sees Romans are but sheep. We're no lion, we're not Romans' hinds. But, oh grief, where hast thou led me? I cannot speak this before a willing bondman. Then I know my answer must be made. But I am armed, and dangers are to me indifferent.
You speak to Casca, and to such a man who is no fleering telltale. Hold my hand. Be factious for redress of all these griefs, and I will set this foot of mine as far as who goes farthest.
There is a bargain made. Now know you, Casca, I have moved already some certain of the most noble-minded Romans to undergo with me an enterprise of honorable, dangerous consequence. And I do know by this, they stay for me at Pompey's porch. For this fearful night, there is no stir walking in the streets, and the complexion of the element who favors, like the work we have in hand, most bloody, terrible, and most fiery.
Stand close a while, for here comes one in haste.
Senna, I do know him by his gait. He's a friend. Where haste you so, Senna?
To find out you. Who's that? You tell us Simber?
No, it's Casca, one incorporate to our attempts. Am I not staying for it, Senna?
I am glad on it. There's 2 or 3 of us who've seen strange sights.
Am I not stayed for? Tell me.
Yes, you are. Cassius, if you could but win the noble Brutus to our party.
Be you content. Now, good Senna. Look, you take this paper, and look you lay it in the praetor's chair, where Brutus may but find it. And throw this up at his windows, and set this up with wax upon old Brutus's statue. That done, repair to Pompey's porch, where you shall find us. Are Trebonius and Decius Brutus there?
All but Metellus Cimber, and he's gone to seek you at your house. Well, I will hide and so bestow these papers as you bade me.
That done, repair to Pompey's theater. Come, Casca, you and I will yet ere day see Brutus in his house. 3 parts of him is ours already, and the man entire, on the next encounter, yields him ours.
Oh, thee sits high in all the people's hearts. And that which would appear offense in us, his countenance, like richest alchemy, will change to virtue and to worthiness.
Him, his worth, and our great need of him, you have right well conceded. Let us go, it's after midnight. And ere day, we will awake him and be sure of him.
Cannot by the progress of the stars give guess how near today. Here I find this paper thus sealed up, and I'm sure it did not lie there when I went to bed. Exhalations whizzing in the air give so much light that I may read by them. Brutus, thou sleepst. Awake and see thyself. Shall Rome, etc., speak, strive, redress? Brutus, thou sleepst. Awake. Such instigations have been often wrought where I have took them up. Shall Rome, etc., thus must I piece it out. Shall Rome live under one man's awe? What Rome? My ancestors did from the streets of Rome the Tarquin drive when he was called a king. Speak, strike, redress. Am I entreated to speak and strike? O Rome, I make thee promise. If the redress will follow, thou receivest thy full petition at the hand of Brutus. It must be by his death. For my part, I know no personal cause to spurn at him, but for the general. He would be crowned. How that might change his nature, there's the question. It is the bright day that brings forth the adder, and that craves wary walking. And that, and I grant we put a sting at him, but that his will made you danger with. The abuse of greatness is within just joins remorse for power. And to speak the truth of Caesar, I have not known when his affections swayed more than his reason. But it is a common truth. Loneliness is young ambition's ladder. Unto the climber upward turns his face. When he once attains the utmost round, he then unto the ladder turns his back, looks in the clouds, scorning the base degrees by which he did ascend. So Caesar may, then lest he may, vent. And since the war will bear no color for the thing he is, fashion it thus, that what he is, augmented, would run to these and these extremities, and therefore think him as a serpent's egg, which hatched would, as his kind, grow mischievous, and kill him in the shadow. Since Cassius first did whet me against Caesar, I have not slept. Between the acting of a dreadful thing and the first motion, all the interim is like a phantasma or a hideous dream. The genius and the mortal instruments are then in council, and the state of man, like to a little kingdom, suffers then the nature of an insurrection. Faces are half buried in their cloaks. By no means I may discover them. They are the fashion. O conspiracy, shamest thou to hide thy dangerous brow by night, when evils are most free? O then, by day, where wilt thou find a cavern dark enough to mask thy monstrous visage? Seek none conspiracy. Hide it in smiles and affability, for if thou cast thy native semblance on, not Erebus itself were dim enough to hide thee from prevention.
We trouble you, Brutus. I fear we are too bold upon your rest.
I have been up this hour, awake all night. Know I these men that come along with you.
Yes, every man of them, and no man here but honors you, and every man doth wish that you had but that opinion of yourself that every noble Roman bears of you. This is Trebonius. He is welcome hither. This Decius Brutus. He is welcome too. This Casta, this Senna, and this Telesimum. They are all welcome.
What watchful cares do interpose themselves betwixt your eyes and night?
Shall we entreat a word or two?
Here lies the east. Doth not the day break here?
No. Oh, pardon, sir, it doth. And yon grey lines that fret the clouds are but messengers of day.
You shall confess you are both deceived. Here, as I point my sword, the sun arises.
Give me your hands all over, one by one.
Let us swear our resolution.
No, not an oath. If not the face of men, sufferance of our souls, the time's abuse, if these be motives we break off betimes, and every man hence to his idle bed. So let high-sighted tyranny range on till each man drop by lottery. But if these, as I am sure they do, bear fire enough to kindle cowards, and to steal with valor the melting spirits of women, then, countrymen, what need we any spur but our own cause to prick us to redress? What other bond than secret Romans that have spoke the word and will not palter? And what other oath than honesty to honesty engaged? That this shall be, or we will fall for it. Swear priests and cowards and men cautelous, old feeble carrions and such suffering souls that welcome wrongs. Unto bad causes such creatures swear as men doubt. But do not stain the even virtue of our enterprise, nor the insuppressive metal of our spirits, to think that or our cause or our performance did require an oath. And every drop of blood that every Roman bears and nobly bears is guilty of a several bastardy, if he do break the smallest particle of any promise that hath passed from him.
But what of Cicero? Shall we sound him? I think he will stand very strong with us.
Let us not leave him out.
No, by no means.
Oh, let us have him. For silver hairs will purchase us a good opinion, and buy men's voices to commend our deeds. It will be said that his judgment commanded our hands, and that our youth and our wildness shall no whit appear, but all be buried in his gravity. Oh, name him not. Let us not break with him, for he will never follow anything that other men begin.
Then leave him out.
Indeed, he is not fit. Shall no man else be touched, but only Caesar?
Decius, well urged. I think it is not meet that Mark Antony, so beloved of Caesar, should outlive Caesar. You shall find in him a shrewd contriver, and you know his means, if he improve them, may well stretch so far as to annoy us all, which to prevent, let Antony and Caesar fall together.
Our course will seem too bloody, Caius Cassius. To cut the head off, then half the limbs, like wrath at death and envy afterwards. For Antony is but a limb of Caesar. Let us be sacrificers, but not butchers, Caius. We all stand up against the spirit of Caesar, and in the spirit of men there is no blood. Oh, that we could come by Caesar's spirit and not dismember Caesar. But alas, Caesar must bleed for it. And gentle friends, let's kill him boldly, but not wrathfully. Let's carve him as a dish fit for the gods, not hew him as a carcass fit for hounds. And let our hearts, as subtle masters do, stir up their servants to an active rage, then after seem to chide them. This shall make our purpose necessary and not envious, which, so to appearing to the common eye, shall be called perjurers and not murderers. And for Mark Antony, do not think of him, for he can do no more than Caesar's arm when Caesar's head is off.
Yet I fear him, for in that ungrafted love that he bears
Alas, good Cassius, do not think of him. If he loves Caesar, all that he can do is to himself take thought and die for Caesar, and that were much he should, for he is given to sports, to wildness, and much company.
There is no fear in him. Let him not die. Let him live, and he will laugh at this hereafter. 'Tis time to part. But it is doubtful yet whether Caesar will come forth today or not. For he is superstitious grown of late, quite from the main opinion he once held of fantasies, dreams, and ceremonies. Maybe these apparent prodigies, the unaccustomed terror of the night, and the persuasion of his augurers may hold him from the capital today.
Never fear that. If he be so resolved, I can o'ersway him. For he loves to hear that unicorns may be betrayed with trees, and bears with glasses, elephants with holes, lions with toils, and men with flatterers. But when I tell him he hates flatterers, he says he does, being then most flattered. Let me work, for I can give his humor the true bent, and I will bring him to the capital.
Nay, we will all of us be there to fetch him.
By the 8th hour is that the uttermost.
Be that the uttermost, and fail not then.
Morning comes upon us. We will meet you, Buddhists. And friends, disperse yourselves. But remember all what we have said, and show yourselves true Romans.
Good gentlemen, look fresh and merry. Let not our looks put on our purposes, but bear it as our Roman actors do, with untired spirits and formal constancy. And so, good morrow to you, everyone.
Brutus, my lord.
Portia, what mean you? Wherefore rise you now? It is not for your health thus to commit your weak condition to the raw cold morning.
Nor for yours, neither. You've ungently, Brutus, stole from my bed. And yesternight at supper, you suddenly arose and walked about, musing and sighing, with your arms across. When I asked you what the matter was, you stared upon me with ungentle looks. I urged you further, yet you answered not, but with an angry wafture of your hand gave sign for me to leave you. So I did, fearing to strengthen that impatience which seemed too much enkindled, and hoping withal it was but an effective humor, which sometime hath his hour with every man. It will not let you eat, nor talk, nor sleep. And could it work so much upon your shape as it hath much prevailed on your condition, I should not know you, Brutus. Dear my lord, make me acquainted with your cause of grief.
I am not well in health, and that is all.
Brutus is wise, and were he not in health, he would embrace the means to come by it.
Why, so I do. But Portia, go to bed.
What? Is Brutus sick? And will he, is it physical? Will he dare to walk about and suck up the dank humors of the morning? What? Is Brutus sick? And will he steal out of his wholesome bed to dare the vile contagion of the night and tempt the rheumy and unpurged air to add unto his sickness? No. My Brutus, you have some sick offense within your mind, which by the right and virtue of my place I ought to know of. And upon my knees I charm you by my once commended beauty, by all your vows of love, and that great vow which did incorporate and make us one, that you unfold to me yourself, your half. Why you are heavy, and what men have had resort to you. For here have been some 6 or 7 who did hide their faces even from darkness.
Kneel not, gentle Portia.
I should have no need if you were gentle Brutus. Within the bond of marriage, tell me, Brutus, is it accepted I should know no secrets that appertain to you? Am I yourself, but as it were in sort or limitation to keep with you at meals, comfort your bed, and talk to you sometimes? If it be no more, Portia is Brutus's harlot, not his wife.
You are my true and honorable wife, as dear to me as are the ruddy drops that visit my sad heart.
If this were true, then should I know this secret? I grant I am a woman, but withal a woman Lord Brutus took to wife. I grant I am a woman, but withal a woman well reputed, Cato's daughter. Think you I am no stronger than my sex, being so fathered and so husbanded? Tell me your counsels. I will not disclose them.
Oh, you gods, render me worthy of this noble wife. Go in a while. By and by, thy wisdom shall pertain to the secrets of my heart. All of my engagements I will construe to thee. All the character of my sad eyes.
No heaven nor earth have been at peace tonight. Thrice had Calpurnia in her sleep cried out, "Help! Oh, they murdered Caesar!" Who is within?
My lord,
Go bid the priest to present sacrifice and bring me the opinion consent.
yes, my lord. What mean you, Caesar? Think you go up forth? You shall not stir out of your house today.
Caesar shall forth. Things that threatened me ne'er listed on my back. When they shall see the face of Caesar, they are vanished.
Caesar, I never stood on ceremonies, yet now they fright me. There is one within, besides the things which we have heard and seen, recounts most horrid sights seen by the watch. A lioness hath whelped in the streets, and graves have yawned and yielded up their dead. Fierce, fiery warriors fought upon the clouds in ranks and squadrons, and great form of war which drizzled blood upon the Capitol. The noise of battle hurtled in the air, and ghosts did shriek and squeal about the streets. O Caesar, these things are beyond all use, and I do fear them.
What can be avoided whose end is purposed by the mighty gods? Yet Caesar shall forth. And these predictions are to the world in general as to Caesar.
When beggars die, there are no comets seen. The heavens themselves blaze forth the death of princes.
Cowards die many times before their deaths. The valiant only tasted death but once. Of all the wonders that I yet have heard, it seems to me most strange that men should fear, seeing that death, a necessary end, will come when it will come. What say the authors?
They would not hide to stir forth today, flogging and entrails and offering forth. They could not find the heart from the beast.
The gods do this in shame of cowardice. Caesar should be a beast without a heart if he should stay at home today for fear. No, Caesar will not. Danger knows full well that Caesar is more dangerous than he. We are 2 lions littered in one day, and I the elder and more terrible, and Caesar shall go forth.
Alas, my lord, your wisdom is consumed in confidence. Do not go forth today. Call it my fear that keeps you in the house, and not your own. We will send Mark Antony to the Senate House, and he shall say that you are not well today. Let me, upon my knee, prevail in this.
Mark Antony shall say, I am not well, and for thy humor, I will stay at home today.
Here's Decius Brutus. He shall tell them so. Caesar, all hail! Good morrow, worthy Caesar. I come to fetch you to the Senate House.
And you are come in very happy time to bear my greetings to the senators and tell them I will not come today.
Cannot is false, and that I dare not falter.
Will not come. Tell them so,
Say he sin.
Shall Caesar send a lie? Have I in conquest stretched mine arm so far to be afraid to tell graybeards the truth? Decius, go tell them Caesar will not come.
Most mighty Caesar, let me know some cause, lest I be laughed at when I tell them so.
The cause is in my will. I will not come. That is enough to satisfy the Senate. But for your private satisfaction, because I love you, I will let you know. Calpurnia here, my wife, stayed me at home. She dreamt tonight she saw my statue, which, like a fountain with an 100 spouts, did run pure blood. And many lusty Romans came smiling, and did bathe their hands in it. And these does she apply for warnings and portents and evils imminent, and hath on her knee begged that I will stay at home today.
Well, this dream is all amiss interpreted. It was a vision fair and fortunate. Your statue, spouting blood in many pipes, in which so many smiling Romans bathed, signifies that from you great Rome shall suck reviving blood, and that great men shall press for tinctures, stains, relics, and cognizance.
This, by Calpurnia's dream, is signified.
In this way have you well expounded it.
I have, when you have heard what I can say. And know it now, the Senate have concluded to give this day a crown to mighty Caesar. If you shall send them word you will not come, their minds may change. Besides, for a mock act be rendered for someone to say, break up the Senate till another time when Caesar's wife shall meet with better dreams. If Caesar hide himself, shall they not whisper, oh, Caesar is afraid. Pardon me, Caesar, for my dear love. To your proceeding bids me tell you this, and reason to my love is life.
How foolish do your fears seem now, Calpurnia? I am ashamed I did yield to them. Bring me my love, for I will go. Look where Brutus has come to fetch me.
Good morrow, Caesar.
Welcome, Brutus. What, Cinna, are you stirring so early too? Welcome, Casca. What is to cook?
Caesar, 'tis struck an 8.
Thank you for your pains and courtesy. Ah, see, Antony, that rebels long o' nights is notwithstanding up. Good morrow, Antony. So, most noble Caesar, bid them prepare within. I am to blame to be thus waited for. Now, Cinna. Now, Metellus. What? Trebonius. I have an hour's talk in store for you today. Remember that you call on me, be near, and I will remember you.
Caesar, I will. And so near shall I be that your best friend shall wish I had been further.
Good friends, go in and taste some wine with me, and we, like friends, will straightway go together.
Every life is not the same, O Caesar. Heart Brutus yearns to think upon.
Here the street is narrow. The throng that follows Caesar at the heels of senators, preachers, common suitors, will crowd a feeble man almost to death.
I shall get me to a place more void, and there I will speak to great Caesar as he comes along. And if it would please Caesar to be so good to Caesar as to hear me, I shall beseech him to befriend himself.
Here I will stand till Caesar pass along, and as a suitor I will read him this. Caesar, beware of Brutus, take heed of Cassius, come not near Casca, have an eye on sinner, trust not Trebonius, mark well, Metellus Cimber. Decius Brutus loves thee not. There is but one mind, and it is bent against Caesar. If thou be'st not immortal, look about you. Security gives way to conspiracy. Thy mighty gods defend thee. Thy lover, Artemidorus. My heart laments that virtue cannot live out of the teeth of emulation. If thou read this, O Caesar, thou mayest live. The fates of traitors do contrive.
The Ides of March are come.
Aye, Caesar, but not gone.
Hail, Caesar, read my schedule!
The Trebonius doth desire you to, or read at your best leisure this his humble suit.
Read my suit first, for mine is a suit that touches Caesar nearer.
That which touches us ourselves shall be last, sir.
Read it instantly, great Caesar.
What is the filament?
Sirrah, take place. I'm urging your petitions in the street in the capital. I wish that your enterprise today may thrive. What enterprise, Cicero? Fare you well.
What's that, Cicero?
He wished today our enterprise might thrive. I fear our purpose is discovered.
Look how he marks to Caesar. Mark him.
Casca, be sudden. For me fear prevention. Brutus, what shall be done? If this be known, Cassius or Caesar never shall turn back, for I shall slay myself.
Cassius, be constant. Cicero speaks not of our purposes, for look, he smiles, and Caesar doth not change.
Trebonius knows it's time for look you, Brutus. Draws Mark Antony out of the way.
Where's Metellus Cimber? Let him go, and presently prefer his suit to Caesar.
He is addressed. Press near and second him.
Casca, you are the first that rears your hand.
Are we all ready? What is now amiss that Caesar and his senate must redress?
Most high, most mighty, and most puissant Caesar, Metellus Cimber throws before thy seat a humble
I
heart.
must prevent thee, Cimber. These couchings and these lowly courtesies might fire the blood of ordinary men. Be not fond to think that Caesar bears such rebel blood that will be turned from the true quality with that which melteth fools. I mean, sweet words, low crooked courtesies, and base spaniel fawning. Thy brother by decree is banished. If thou dost bend and pray and fawn for him, I spurn thee like a cur out of my way. No, Caesar doth not wrong, nor without cause will he be satisfied.
Is there no voice more worthy than mine own to speak more sweetly in great Caesar's ear for the repealing of my banished brother? I kiss thy hand, but not in flattery, Caesar, desiring thee that Publius Cimber have immediate freedom of repeal.
Brutus?
Pardon, Caesar, Caesar, pardon, as low as to thy foot to Cassius' fall, to beg enfranchisement for Publius Cimber.
I could be well moved if I were as you. If I could pray to move, prayers would move me. But I am constant as the northern star, of whose true, fixed, and resting quality there is no fellow in the firmament. The skies are painted with unnumbered stars. They are all firing, every one doth shine. But there's but one in all doth hold his place. So in the world, 'tis furnished well with men, and men are flesh and blood and apprehensive. Yet there's but one in the number that unassailable holds on his rank, unshaped of motion, and that I am he. Let me a little show it, even in this, that I was constant, Simba should be banished, and constant do remain to keep him so.
Oh, Caesar!
Hence! Wilt thou lift up Olympus?
Great Caesar!
Doth not Brutus bootless kneel? Speak hands for me! Ah! Brothers! Brothers, help! Jupiter! And God! See.
Liberty! Freedom! Tyranny is dead! From hence proclaim, cry it on the streets!
Some to the common pulpits cry out liberty, freedom, enfranchisement. People and senators, be not affrighted. Fly not, stand stiff. Ambition's debt is paid. Go to the pulpit, Brutus.
And Cassius too.
Where's Cicero?
Here, quite confounded with this mutiny.
Stand fast together, lest some friend of Caesar rush upon us.
Talk not of standing. Cicero, good cheer. There is no harm intended to your person, nor to no Roman else. So tell them, Cicero. And leave us, Cicero, lest the people rushing upon us should do your age some mischief. Do so, and let no man abide this deed but we the doers. Where's Antony? Fled to his house amazed. Men, women, children stare, cry out, and run as if it were doomsday. Fate, we will know your pleasures. That we shall die we know. 'Tis but the time in drawing days out that men stand upon. Why, he who cuts off 20 years of life, cuts off so many years of fearing death. Grant that, and then is death a benefit. So are we Caesar's friends, that have abridged his time of fearing death. Stoop, Romans, stoop. Let us bathe our hands in Caesar's blood, up to the elbows, and besmear our swords. Then walk we forth even to the marketplace, and waving our red weapons o'er our heads, let's all cry, peace, freedom, and liberty. Stoop then, and wash. How many ages hence shall this our lofty scene be acted over in states unborn and accents yet unknown? How many times shall Caesar bleed in sport? But now on Pompey's faces lies along, no worthier than the dust. So oft as that shall be, so often shall the not of us be called the men who gave their country liberty.
What? Shall we forth?
Aye, every man away. Brutus will lead, and we will grace his heels with the boldest and best hearts of Rome. Soft, who comes here? A friend of Antony's.
Thus, Brutus, did my master bid me kneel. Thus did Mark Antony bid me fall, and being prostrate, thus he bade me say, Brutus is noble, wise, valiant, and honest. Caesar was mighty, bold, royal, and loving. Say, I love Brutus, and I honor him. Say, I feared Caesar, honored him, and loved him. If Brutus will vouchsafe that Antony may safely come to him, and be resolved how Caesar hath deserved to lie in death, then Mark Antony shall not love Caesar dead so well as Brutus living, but will follow the fortunes and affairs of the noble Brutus through the hazards of this untrod state with all true faith. So says my master Antony.
Thy master is a wise and valiant Roman. I never thought him worse. Tell him, so please to come into this place,
He shall be satisfied, and by mine honor depart untouched.
I'll fetch him presently.
I know that we shall have him well to friend.
I wish we may, but yet have I a mind that fears him much, and my misgivings still fall shrewdly to the purpose.
But here comes Antony. Welcome, Mark Antony.
Almighty Caesar, dost thou lie so low? Are all thy conquests, glories, triumphs, spoils, shrunk to this little measure? Fare thee well. I know not, gentlemen, what you intend. Who else must be let blood? If I myself, there is no hour so fit as Caesar's death hour, nor no instrument of half that worth as those your swords, made rich with the most noble blood of all this world. I do beseech ye, if you bear me hard, now, whilst your purpled hands do reek and smoke, fulfill my pleasure. Live 1,000 years, I shall not find myself more apt to die. No place will please me so, no means of death, as here by Caesar, and by you cut off.
Oh, Antony, beg not your death of us. Now we must appear bloody and cruel as by our hands in this present act you see me do. Yet see you what our hands and this bleeding business they have done. Our hearts you see not. They are pitiful. And pity to the general wrong of Rome hath done this deed on Caesar. As fire drives out fire, so pity, pity. For your part, to you our swords have leaden points, Mark Antony. Our arms in strength of malice and our hearts of brother's temper do receive you in with all kind love, good thoughts, and reverence.
Your voice will be as strong as any man's in the disposing of new dignities.
Only be patient till we have appeased the multitude, beside themselves with fear, and then we will deliver you the cause of why I, that did love Caesar when I struck him, have thus proceeded. I doubt not of your wisdom. Let each man render me his bloodied hand. First Marcus Brutus will have shake with you. Next Caius Cassius, do I take your hand? Now Decius Brutus, yours. Now yours, Metellus. Yours, Cinna. And my valiant Casca, yours. Though last, not last in love, yours, good Trebonius. Gentlemen all, alas, what shall I say? My credit now stands on such slippery ground that one of two bad ways you must conceit me, either a coward or a flatterer. That I did love thee, Caesar, oh, 'tis true. If then thy spirit look upon us now, shall it not grieve thee dearer than thy death to see thy Antony making his peace, shaking the bloody fingers of thy foes, most noble, in the presence of thy corpse? Had I as many eyes as thou hast wounds, weeping as fast as they stream forth thy blood, it would become me better than to close in terms of friendship with thine enemies. Pardon me, Julius. Here wast thou bade, brave heart. Here didst thou fall. And here thy hunters stand, signed in thy spoil and crimsoned in thy leath.
O world, thou wast the forest to this heart, and this indeed, O world, the heart of thee. How like a deer, strucken by many princes, dost thou here lie.
Mark Antony.
Pardon me, kind Cassius. The enemies of Caesar shall say this, then in a friend it is cold modesty.
I blame you not for praising Caesar so, but what compact mean you to have with us? Are you to be pricked in number as our friends, or shall we on and not depend on you?
Therefore I took your hands. It was indeed swayed from the point by looking down on Caesar. Friends am I with you all, and love you all, upon this hope that you will give me reasons why and wherein Caesar was dangerous.
Or else were this a savage spectacle. Our reasons are so full of good regard that were you Antony, the son of Caesar, you should be satisfied.
That's all I seek. And I'm moreover suitor that I may produce his body to the marketplace, and in the pulpit, as becomes a friend, speak in the order of his funeral.
You shall, Mark Antony.
Brutus, a word with you. You know not what you do. Do not consent that Antony speak in his funeral. Know you how the people will be moved by that which he will utter.
By your pardon, I will myself unto the pulpit first, and give the reason of our Caesar's death. What Antony shall speak, I will protest he does by leave and by permission, and that we are contented that Caesar shall have all true rights and lawful ceremonies, and shall advantage more than do us wrong.
I know not what may fall. I like it not.
Mark Antony, here, take you Caesar's body. You shall not in your funeral speech blame us, but speak all good you can devise of Caesar, and say you do it by our permission, else shall you have no hand at all about his funeral. And you will go to the same pulpit whereto I am going after my speech has ended.
Be it so. I do desire no more.
Prepare the body, then follow us.
You serve Octavius Caesar, do you not?
I do, Mark Antony.
Caesar did right for him to come to Rome.
He did receive his letters and is coming, and bid me tell you by word of mouth.
Oh,
Caesar?
thy heart is big, get thee apart and weep. Passion I see is catching, for mine eyes seeing those beads of sorrow stand in thine began to water. Is thy master coming?
He lies tonight within 7 leagues of Rome.
Post back with speed and tell him what chanced. Here is a dangerous Rome. No Rome of safety for Octavius yet. Hie hence and tell him so. Yet stay a while. Thou shalt not back till I have borne this course into the marketplace. There shall I try in my oration how the people take the cruel issue of these bloody men, according to the which you shall discourse to young Octavius of the state of things. Oh, pardon me, thou bleeding piece of earth, that I am meek and gentle with these butchers. Thou art the ruins of the noblest man that ever lived in the tide of times. Woe to the hand that shed this costly blood! Over thy wounds, now do I prophesy, which like dumb mouths do ope their ruby lips to beg the voice and utterance of my tongue. A curse shall light upon the limbs of men. Domestic fury and fierce civil strife shall cumber all the parts of Italy. Blood and destruction shall be so in use and dreadful objects so familiar that mothers shall but smile when they behold their infants cornered with the hands of war, all pity choked with custom of fell deeds, and Caesar's spirit ranging for revenge, with Ate by his side, come hot from hell, shall in these confines with a monarch's voice cry, "Hell!" and let slip the dogs of war. Censure me and your wisdom, and awake your senses that you may the better judge. If there be any in this assembly, any dear friend to Caesar, to him I say that Brutus' love to Caesar was no less than his. If then that friend demand why Brutus rose against Caesar, this is my answer. Not that I loved Caesar less, but that I loved Rome more. Had you rather Caesar were living and die all slaves, than that Caesar were dead to live all free men? As Caesar loved me, I weep for him. As he was fortunate, I rejoice at it. As he was valiant, I honor him. But as he was ambitious, I slew him. There is tears for his love, joy for his fortune, honor for his valor, and death for his ambition. Who is here so base that would be a bondman? If any, speak, for him have I offended. Who is here so rude that would not be a Roman? If any, speak, for him have I offended. Who is here so vile that will not love their country? If any, speak, for him have I offended. I pause for a reply. Then none have I offended. I have done no more to Caesar than you shall do to Brutus. The question of his death is enrolled in the Capitol. His glories not extenuated, wherein he was worthy, nor his offenses enforced, for which he suffered death. Here comes his body, mourned by Mark Antony, who, though he had no part in his death, shall receive the benefit of his dying, a place in the Commonwealth, as which of you shall not. With this I depart, that as I slew my best lover for the good of Rome, I hold the same dagger for myself, when it shall please my country to need my death.
Triumph home unto his house.
Give him a statue with his ancestors.
Caesar. Caesar's better part shall be crowned and embrued. We'll bring him to his house with shouts and claps.
Be silent here, Brutus.
Good countrymen, let me depart alone, and for my sake stay here with Antony. Do grace to Caesar's corpse, and gracious speech tending to Caesar's glory, which Mark Antony, by our permission, is allowed to make. I do entreat you, not a man depart, save I alone, till Antony have spoke.
Stay! And here, let us hear Mark Antony.
Fine, go over his company chair. We'll hear you, noble Antony. Go on.
For Brutus' sake, I am beholden to you.
What does he say, Brutus? He says, for Brutus' sake, he finds himself beholden to us all.
Profess you speak no harm of Brutus here.
This Caesar was a tyrant!
Yes! We are blessed that Rome is rid of him.
Peace, let us hear what Antony can say.
You gentle Romans,
Peace,
friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears. I come to bury Caesar, not to praise him. The evil that men do lives after them. The good is oft interred with their bones. So let it be with Caesar. The noble Brutus hath told you Caesar was ambitious. If it were so, it was a grievous fault, and grievously hath Caesar answered it. Here under leave of Brutus and the rest, for Brutus is an honorable man, so are they all honorable men. Come I to speak in Caesar's funeral. He was my friend, faithful and just to me. Yet Brutus says he was ambitious, and Brutus is an honorable man. He hath brought many captives home to Rome, whose ransoms did the general coffers fill. Did this in Caesar seem ambitious? When that the poor hath cried, Caesar hath wept. Ambition should be made of sterner stuff. Yet Brutus says he was ambitious. And Brutus is an honorable man. You all did see that on the Lupercal I thrice presented him a kingly crown, which he did thrice refuse. Was this ambition? Yet Brutus says he was ambitious. And sure, he is an honorable man. I speak not to disprove what Brutus spoke. But here I am to speak what I do know. You all did love him once, not without cause. What cause withholds you then to mourn for him? Through judgment thou art fled to brutish beasts, and men have lost their reason. Bear with me. My heart is in the coffin there with Caesar, and I must pause till it come back to me.
Methinks there is much reason in his saying.
If thou consider rightly of the matter, Caesar has had great wrong.
Passing masters, I fear there will be a worse to come in his place. Mark ye his words. Caesar would not take the crown, therefore 'tis certain he's not ambitious.
If it be found so, some will dear abide it.
Oh, poor soul, his eyes are red as fire with weeping.
There's not a nobler man in Rome than Antony.
Hark now, he begins again to speak.
But yesterday, the word of Caesar might have stood against the world. Now lies he there, and none so poor to do him reverence. Oh, masters, if I were disposed to stir your hearts and minds to mutiny and rage, I should do Brutus wrong, and Cassius wrong, who you all know are honorable men. I will not do them wrong. I rather choose to wrong myself, to wrong the dead, and you, then I will wrong such honorable men. But here is a parchment with the seal of Caesar. I found it in his closet. 'Tis his will. Let but the commons hear this testament, which, pardon me, I do not mean to read, and they would go and kiss dead Caesar's wounds, and dip their napkins in his sacred blood, yea, beg a hair of him for memory, and dying mention it within their wills, bequeathing it as a rich legacy unto their issue.
We'll hear it. Read it, Mark Antony.
Yes, the will.
Have patience, gentle friends, I must not read it. It is not meet you know how Caesar loved you. You are not wood, you are not stones, but men. And being men, bearing the will of Caesar, it will inflame you. It will make you mad. 'Tis good you know not that you are his heirs. For if you should, oh, what would come of it?
We'll hear it. Read the will, Antony. You shall read Caesar's will.
Will you be patient? Will you stay a while? I have o'ershot myself to tell you of it. I fear I wrong the honorable men whose daggers have stabbed Caesar. I do fear it.
They were traitors!
The will! Read the will.
You will compel me then to read the will.
Yes.
Make a ring about the corpse of Caesar and let me show you him that made the will. Shall I descend? And will he give me the...
Look for Antony, roasted. Get back.
If you have tears, prepare to shed them now. You all do know this mantle. I remember the first time Caesar ever put it on. It was on a summer's evening in his tent. That day he overcame the Nervii. Look, in this place ran Cassius' dagger through. See what a rent the envious Casca made. Through this, the well-beloved Brutus stabbed. And as he plucked his cursed steel away, mark how the blood of Caesar followed it, as rushing out of doors, to be resolved if Brutus so unkindly knocked, or no. For Brutus, as you know, was Caesar's angel. Judge, O you gods, how dearly Caesar loved him. This was the most unkindest cut of all. For when the noble Caesar saw him stab, ingratitude, more strong than traitor's arms, point vanquished him, then burst his mighty heart. And in his mantle, muffling up his face, great Caesar fell. Oh, what a fall there was, my countrymen! Then I and you and all of us fell down, whilst bloody treason flourished over us. Oh, now you weep, and I perceive you feel the dint of pity. These are gracious drops. Kind souls, what weep you when you but behold our Caesar's vesture wounded? Look you here, here is himself, marred as you see, with traitors.
Oh, hideous spectacle!
Noble Caesar, woeful day!
Traitors!
Bloody Sonny, we will be revenged! Stay, countrymen! Stay! And hear the noble.
We'll hear him, we'll follow him, and we'll die with him!
Good friends, sweet friends, let me not stir you up to such a sudden flood of mutiny. They that have done this deed are honorable. What private griefs they have, alas, I know not, that made them do it. They are wise and honorable, and will no doubt with reasons answer you. I come not, friends, to steal away your hearts. I am no orator, as Brutus is, but as you know me all, a plain, blunt man, that love my friend, and that they know full well that gave me public leave to speak of him. For I have neither wit, nor words, nor worth, action, nor utterance, nor power of speech to stir men's blood. I only speak right on. I tell you that which you yourselves do know. Show you sweet Caesar's wounds, poor, dumb mouths, and bid them speak for me. But were I Brutus, and Brutus Antony, there were an Antony would ruffle up your spirits and put a tongue in every wound of Caesar that should move the stones of Rome to rise and mutiny.
Burn the house of Brutus!
Yeah, hear me, countrymen.
Don't be your Antony! No Antony!
Why, friends, you go to do you know not what. Wherein hath Caesar thus deserved your loves? Alas, you know not. I must tell you then. You have forgot the will I told you of. Here is the will, and under Caesar's seal. To every Roman citizen he gives, to every several man, 75 drachmas.
Most noble Caesar, we will revenge his death.
Hear me with patience. Moreover, he hath left you all his walks, his private arbors, and new planted orchards on this side Tiber. He hath left them you, and to your heirs forever. Common pleasures, to recreate yourselves and walk abroad. Here was a Caesar. When comes such another?
the holy place, and with the brands, fire the traitors' houses! Take up the body, fetch fire! Put down ensigns! Put down windows! Fire!
Now let it work. Mischief thou art afoot. Take thou what course thou wilt. How now, fellow?
Sir, Octavius has already come to Rome.
Where is he?
He and my minister at Caesar's house.
And thither will I straight to visit him. He comes upon a wish. Fortune is merry, and in this mood will give us anything.
I did hear him say, Brutus and Cassius are rid like madmen through the gates of Rome.
Belike they had some notice of the people, how I had moved them. Bring me to Octavius.
I dreamt tonight that I did feast with Caesar, and things unlucky charged my fantasy. I have no will to wander forth of doors, yet something leads me forth.
What is your name? Whither are you going?
Where do you dwell?
We're not married men, we're bachelors.
Answer every man's a bachelor. Aye, and briefly.
Aye, and wisely.
Truly, you are best.
What is my name? Whither am I going? Where do I dwell? Am I a married man or a bachelor? Why then, to answer every man, honestly and directly, wisely and truly. Wisely I say I am a bachelor.
That's as much to say they're fools that marry. You'll bear me a name for that, I fear. Proceed directly.
Directly I am going to Caesar's funeral.
As a friend or as an enemy?
As a friend?
That matter is answered directly.
Your dwelling, briefly. Briefly I dwell by the Capitol.
Your name, sir, truly.
Truly, my name is Cinna.
Cinna?
Cinna?
Cinna.
Tear him to pieces. He's a conspirator.
I am Cinna the poet! I am Cinna the poet!
There's bad verses! There's bad verses!
I am not Cinna the conspirator!
Is it Cinna? What is name out of his heart?
Tear him! Firebrands, ho! Come, some to Brutus, some to Cassius. Burn all! Some to Decius, some to Trebonius, some to Cinna, and some to Caesar. Away! Go!
Brutus, Cassius, Casca.
Trebonius, Decius, Metellus Cimber, Cinna, Flavius, Morellus,
Cicero.
Cicero.
These many, then, shall die. Their names are pricked.
Your brother too must die. Consent you, Lepidus? I do
Track him
consent.
down, Antony.
Upon condition Vatinius shall not live, who is your sister's son, Mark Antony.
He shall not live. Look, with a spot I damn him. But Lepidus, go you to Caesar's house, fetch the will hither, and we shall determine how to cut off some charge in legacies.
What, shall I find you here?
Or here or at the Capitol.
This is a slight, unmeritable man, meet to be sent on errands. Is it fit, the threefold world divided, he should stand one of the three to share?
So you thought him, and took his voice who should be pricked to die, in our black sentence and prescription.
Octavius, I have seen more days than you, and though we lay these honors on this man to ease ourselves of divers slanderous loads, he shall but bear them as the ass bears gold, to groan and sweat under the weight, either led or driven as we point the way. And having brought our treasure where we will, then take we down his load and turn him off, like to the empty ass, to shake his ears and graze in commons.
You may do your will, but he is a tried and valiant soldier.
So is my horse, Octavius. And for that I do appoint him store of provender. It is a creature that I teach to fight, to wind, to stop, to run directly on, his corporal motion governed by my spirit. And in some taste it is lepidus, but so. He must be trained and taught and bid go forth, a barren-spirited fellow. Do not talk of him, but as property. Now, Octavius, listen. Great things. Brutus and Cassius are levying powers. Therefore let our alliance be combined, our best friends made, our means stretched. And let us presently go sit in council how covert matters may be best disclosed, and open perils surest answered.
Let us do so. For we are at the stake, and bayed about with many enemies. And some have in their hearts, I fear, millions of mischiefs.
Canto?
What now, Lucilius? Is Cassius near?
He is at hand, and Pindarus has come to do you salutation from his master.
He greets me well. Thy master, Pindarus, by his own change or by ill officers, hath given me worthy cause to wish things done undone. But if he be at hand, I shall be satisfied.
I do not doubt but that my noble master will appear such as he is, full of regard and honor.
He is not doubted. A word, Lucilius. When we beseech you, let me be resolved.
With courtesy and with respect enough, but not with such familiar instances, nor with such free and friendly conference as he hath used of old.
Hath described hot friend cooling. Ever note, Lucilius, when love begins to sicken and decay, it useth an enforced ceremony. There are no tricks in plain and simple faith, but hollow men make gallant show and sink in the tribe. Comes this army on?
They mean this night in Sardes to be quartered. The greater part, the horse in general, are come with Cassius.
Hark, he is abroad.
Stand low!
Stand!
Most noble brother, you have done me wrong.
Judge me, you gods. Wrong I mine enemies? If not so, how should I wrong a brother?
This sober form of yours, Brutus, hides many wrongs, and when you...
Cassius, be content. Speak your griefs softly, I do know you well. Before the eyes of both our armies here, which should perceive nothing but love from us, let us not wrangle. Bid them move away, then in my tent, Cassius, enlarge your griefs, and I will give you audience.
Messala, bid our commanders lead their charges a little off this ground.
Lucilius, do you the like. Let no man come to our tent till we have done our conference. Let Titinius guard our door.
That you have done me wrong doth appear in this. You have condemned and noted Lucius Pella for taking bribes here of the Sardians, where in my letters praying on his side because I knew the man were slighted off.
You wronged yourself to write in such a case.
In such a time as this, it is not meet that every small offense should bear his comment.
Let me tell you, Cassius, you yourself are much condemned to have an itching palm, to sell and march your offices for gold to undeservers.
I? An itching palm? You know you were Brutus that speak this, or by the gods this speech were else your last.
The name of Cassius honors this corruption, and chastisement doth therefore hide his head.
Chastisement?
Remember March? The Ides of March, remember? Did not great Julius bleed for justice' sake? What villain touched his body and did stab, but not for justice? What? Shall one of us, that struck the foremost man of all this world, but for supporting robbers, shall we now contaminate our fingers with base bribes and sell the mighty space of our large honors for so much trash as may be grasped thus? I'd rather be a dog and bay the moon than such a Roman.
Brutus, bay not me, I'll not endure it. You forget yourself to hedge me in. I am a soldier, older in practice and abler than you to make conditions.
Go to, Cassius, you are not.
I am?
I say you are not.
Urge me no more, I shall forget myself. Have have mind upon your health. Tempt me no further.
Hear me, for I will speak. Must I give way and room to your rash choler? Shall we be frighted when a madman stares?
Ye gods, must I endure all this?
All this? Aye, more. Fret till your proud heart break. Go show your slaves how choleric you are, and make your bondmen tremble. Must I budge? Must I observe you? Must I stand and crouch under your testy humor? By the gods, you shall digest the venom of your spleen, though it do split you. For, from this day forth, I'll use you for my mirth, yea, for my laughter when you are waspish.
Has it come to this?
You say you are a better soldier? Let it appear so. Make your vaunting true, and it shall please me. For my own part, I shall be glad to learn of noble men.
You wrong me, Brutus. You wrong me in every way. I said an elder soldier, not a better. Did I say better?
If you did, I care not.
Caesar, that he durst not thus have moved me.
Peace, peace. You durst not so have tempted him.
I durst not.
No.
What durst not tempt him?
For your life you durst not.
Do not presume too much upon my love. I may do that I shall be sorry for.
You have done that you should be sorry for. There is no terror, Cassius, in your threats. For I am armed so strong in honesty that they do pass me by as the idle wind which I respect not. I did send to you for certain sums of gold which you denied me. For I can raise no money by vile means. By heaven, I had rather coin my heart and drop my blood for drachmas than to wring from the hard hands of peasants their vile trash by any direction. I did send to you for gold to pay my legions, which you denied me. Was that done like Cassius? Should I have answered Caius Cassius so? When Marcus Brutus grows so covetous to lock such wrathful counters from his friends, be ready, you gods, with all your thunderbolts, dash him to pieces.
I denied you not.
You did.
I did not! He was but a fool that brought my answer back. Brutus hath bribed my heart. A friend should bear his friend's infirmities. Brutus makes mine greater than they are.
I do not till you practice them on me.
You love me not.
I do not like your faults.
How friendly eye could never see such faults.
A flatterer's would not, though they do appear as huge as high Olympus.
Oh, come, Antony and young Octavius, come. Revenge yourselves alone on Cassius, for Cassius is a weary of the world, hated by one he loves, braved by his brother, checked like a bondsman, all his faults observed, set in a notebook, and learned and conned by rote, cast in my teeth. Oh, I can weep my spirit from my eyes. There, my dagger. Here, my naked breast, within a heart richer than gold. Take it forth. I, that denied thee gold, will give you my heart. Strike as thou didst at Caesar, for I know, when thou didst hate him worse, thou loved him better than ever thou loved Cassius. Let me go in to see the general! There is some pride between them, so he can be alone!
You shall not come to them!
Oh, yes, now, what is the matter? For shame, you generals! What do you mean? Love and be friends, as two such men should be. For I have seen more years, I'm sure, than ye. How vilely doth the cynic rhyme!
Get you hence, sir, a saucy fellow hence.
Oh, bear with him, Brutus, since his fashion.
I'll know his humor when he knows his time. Companion, hence.
Away, away, be gone!
Sheath your dagger. Be angry when you will, it shall have scope. Do what you will, dishonor shall be humor.
Cassius, you were yoked with the lamb that carries anger as the flint bears fire, who, much enforced, shows a hasty spark, and straight is cold again.
Hath Cassius lived to be but mirth and laughter to his Brutus when grief and blood ill-tempered vexeth him?
When I spoke that, I was ill-tempered too.
Do you confess so much? Your hand.
And my heart too.
Oh, Brutus.
What's the matter?
Have you love enough to bear with me when that rash humor which my mother gave me makes me forgetful?
Yes, Cassius. And from henceforth, when you are over earnest with your Brutus, he'll think your mother chides and leave you so. Titinius, bid the commanders prepare to lodge their companies tonight, and come you yourselves and bring Messala with you immediately to us.
I did not think you could have been so angry.
Oh, Cassius, I am sick of many griefs.
Of your philosophy, you make no use if you give place to accidental evils.
No man bears sorrow better. Portia is dead.
Portia?
She is dead.
How escaped I killing when I caused you so insupportable and touching loss? Upon what sickness?
Patient of my absence, and grief that young Octavius and Mark Antony had made themselves so strong. For with her death that tidings came. With this, she fell distract, and her attendants absent, swallowed fire.
And died so?
Even so.
Ye immortal gods!
Speak no more of her. Give me a bowl of wine. With this, I bury all unkindness, Cassius.
My heart is thirsty for that noble pledge. Fill till the wine overswelleth the cup. I cannot drink too much of Brutus's love.
Come in, Titinius. Welcome, good Messala. Now, sit we close about this taper here and call in question our necessities.
Portia, let us go on.
No more, I pray you. Messala, I have here received letters that young Octavius and Mark Antony come down upon us with a mighty power, bending their expedition towards Philippi.
Myself have letters of the self-same tenor.
With what addition?
That by prescription and bills of outlawry, Octavius, Antony, and Lepidus have put to death 100 senators.
Therein our letters do not well agree. Mine speak of 70 senators that died by their prescriptions, Cicero being one.
Cicero one?
Cicero is dead, and by that prescription. Had you your letters from your wife, my lord?
No, Messala.
No, nothing in your letters rid of her?
Nothing, Messala.
That methinks is strange.
Why ask you? Hear you aught of her in yours?
No, my lord.
Now, as you are a Roman, tell me true.
Then as a Roman, bear the truth I tell. For certain she is dead, and under very strange circumstance.
Why, farewell, Portia. We must die, Messala. With meditating that she must die once, I have the patience to endure it now.
Even so, great men, great losses should endure.
I have as much of this in art as you, but yet my nature could not bear it so.
Well, to our work alive. What do you think of marching to Philippi presently?
Do you not think it good?
Your reason?
This it is. 'Tis better the enemy seek us. So shall he waste his means, weary his soldiers, doing himself offense, whilst we, lying still, are full of rest and defense and nimbleness.
Good reasons must, of force, give place to better. The people twixt Philippi and this ground do stand but in a forced affection. The enemy marching along by them shall make a fuller number up, come on refreshed, new added and encouraged. From which advantage shall we cut him off, if at Philippi we do face him there?
Hear me, good brother.
By your pardon. You must note beside that we have tried the utmost of our friends. Our legions are brimful, our cause is ripe. The enemy increaseth every day. We at the height are ready to decline. There is a tide in the affairs of men, which, taken at the flood, leads on to fortune. Omitted, all the voyage of their life is bound in shallows and in miseries. On such a full sea are we now afloat, and we must take the current when it serves, or lose our ventures.
Then, with your will, go on. We will along ourselves and meet them at Philippi.
The deep of night has crept upon our talks. Nature must obey necessity with a little rest. There is no more to say.
No more. Good night. Early tomorrow we will rise and hence.
Good night.
Night, Lord Brutus. Farewell, good Messala. Good night, Titanius. Noble Cassius, good night and good repose.
Oh, my dear brother, this was an ill beginning to the night. Never let some division come between our souls. Let it not, Brutus.
Everything is well.
Good night, my lord.
Good night, good brother. How ill this taper burns. Ha! Who comes here? I think it is the weakness of mine eyes that shapes this monstrous apparition. Comes upon me. Art thou anything? Art thou some god, some angel, or some devil that makes to my blood cold and my hair to stare? Speak to me. What thou art.
Thy evil spirit, Brutus.
Why comest thou?
To tell thee, thou shalt see me at Philippi.
Well, then I shall see thee again.
At Philippi.
Why? I shall see thee at Philippi, then. Now that I have taken heart, thou banished. Ill spirit, I would hold nor talk with thee. Fellow, thou awake.
My lord.
Go and commit me to my brother Cassius. Bid him set on his powers the times before, and we will follow.
It shall be done, my lord.
Now, Anthony, our hopes are answered. You said the enemy would not come down, but keep to the hills of upper regions. It proves not so. Our battles are at hand. They mean us to warn us at Philippi, here, answering before we do demand of them.
Tut, I am in their bosoms, and I know wherefore they do it. They could be content to visit other places and come down with fearful bravery, thinking by this face to fasten in our thoughts that they have courage, but 'tis not so.
Prepare you, generals. The enemy comes on in gallant show, their bloody sign of battle is hung out, and something to be done immediately.
Octavius, lead your battle softly on, upon the left hand of the even field.
Upon the right hand, I. Keep thou the left.
Why do you cross me in this exigent?
I do not cross you, but I will do so.
They stand and would have parley.
Stand fast, Titinius, we must out and talk.
Mark Antony, shall we give sign of battle?
No, Lepidus, we will answer on their charge. Make forth, the generals would have some words.
Stir not until the signal!
Words before blows, is it so, countrymen?
Not that we love words better as you do.
Good words are better than bad strokes, Octavius.
In your bad strokes you give good words, Brutus. Witness the hole you made in Caesar's heart, crying, "Long live, hail Caesar!"
Antony, the posture of your blows are yet unknown. But as for your words, they rob the huddle of bees and leave them honeyless.
Not stingless, too.
Oh yes, and soundless, for you have stolen their buzzing, and very wisely threat before you sting.
Villains, you did not so. When your vile daggers hacked one another in the sides of Caesar, you showed your teeth like apes, and fawned like hounds, and bowed like bondmen, kissing Caesar's feet, whilst damned Casca, like a cur behind, struck Caesar on the neck. Oh, you flatterers.
Flatterers! Now thank yourself, Brutus. This tongue had not offended so today, if Cassius might have ruled.
Come, the cause! If arguing make us sweat, the proof of it will turn to redder drops. Look, I draw a sword on conspirators. When will the sword go up again? Never! Till Caesar's 33 wounds do well be avenged! Or till another Caesar added slaughter to the swords of traitors.
Caesar, thou canst not die by traitors' hands unless thou bringst them with thee.
I hope so. But I was not born to die on Brutus' sword.
Oh, if thou wert the noblest of thy strain, young man, thou couldst not die more honorable.
A peevish schoolboy, worthless of such an honor, joined by a masker and a reveler.
Old Cassius still.
Come at me away! Defiance, traitors, hurl in your teeth! If you dare fight, come to the field today. If not, when you have stomachs!
Why now? Blow, wind, swell, billow, and swim, bark. The storm is up and all is on the hazard.
Oh, Lucilius, hark, a word from good here.
Sala.
What says my general?
Sala, this is my birthday, as this very day was Cassius born. Give me thy hand, Messala, and be thou my witness, that against my will am I compelled to set upon one battle all our liberties. You know I held Epicurus strong in his opinion. Now I changed my mind. Partly credit things that do presage. Coming from Sardis, on our foremost ensign, 2 mighty eagles fell, and there they perched, gorging and feeding from our soldiers' hands, who, to Philippi here, consorted us. This morning are they fled away and gone, and in their stead do ravens, crows, and kites fly o'er our heads and downward look on us as we were sickly prey. Their shadow seems a canopy most fatal, under which our army lies, ready to give up the ghost.
Believe not so.
I but believe it partly, for I am fresh of spirit, and resolved to meet all perils very constantly.
Even so, Lucilius.
Now, most noble Brutus, The gods today stand friendly, that we may, lovers in peace, lead on with age to age. But since the affairs of men rest still uncertain, let us reason with the worst that may befall. If we do lose this battle, then is this the very last time we shall speak together.
Oh, this same day must end the work, the Ides of March begun. And whether we shall meet again, I know not. Therefore, our everlasting farewell take. Forever and forever farewell, Cassius. If we do meet again, why, we will smile. If not, then this parting was well made.
Forever and forever farewell, Brutus. If we do meet again, we will smile indeed. If not, 'tis true. This parting was well made.
Why then, lead on. Oh, that a man might know the end of this day's business ere it come. But suffice it, the day will end, and then the end is known. Come, ho, away! Ride, Messala, ride, and bring these bills unto the legions on the other side. Let them set out at once, for I perceive with cold demeanor in Octavius' wing, and sudden push gives them the overthrow. Ride, Messala, let them all come down!
Look, Octavius, look! The villains fly! Myself after mine own turned enemy. This ensign here of mine was turning back. I slew him and did take it from him.
Oh, Cassius, Brutus gave the word too early, who having some advantage on Octavius, took it too eagerly. His soldiers fell to spoil whilst we by Antony are all enclosed.
Fly far off, my lord, fly far off. Lord Antony is in your tents. Therefore, noble Cassius, fly far off. Oh, look, Titinius, are those my tents where I perceive the fire?
They are, my lord.
Titinius, if thou lovest me, mount thou my horse, and hide thy spurs in him, till he have taken thee to yonder troops and here again, that I might rest assured whether yon troops are friend or enemy.
I will feed her again, even with a thought.
Hendris, come, get higher up on that hill. Regard Titinius, and tell me what thou knowest about the field. This day, I breathed first. Time's come round. And where I did begin, there shall I end. My life has run his compass. Sirrah, what news? Oh, my lord, what news? Titinius is enclosed round about with horsemen. They make to him on the spur, yet he spurs on. Now they're almost on him. Now, Titinius, now! He's ta'en. They shout for joy. Come down. Behold no more. Coward that I am, to have lived so long to see my best friend ta'en before my face. Come hither, sirrah. In Parthia did I take thee prisoner, and then I swore thee, saving of thy life, that whatsoever I did bid thee do, thou shouldst attempt it. Come now, keep thine oath. Now, be a free man. And with this good sword that ran through Caesar's bowels, search this bosom. Stand not at it, sir. Here, take thou the hilts. And when my face is covered, as it is now, guide thou the sword. Ah! Oh. Caesar, thou art revenged, even with the sword that killed thee.
So, I am free. That would not be so had my will been done. O Cassius, far from this country Pindar shall run, where no Roman shall ever take note of him.
It is but change, Titinius, for Octavius is overthrown by noble Brutus' power, as Cassius' legions are by Antony.
These tidings will well comfort Cassius.
Where did you leave him?
All disconsolate, with Pindarus his bondman upon this hill.
It's not that he that lies upon the ground.
He lies not like the living, oh my heart!
Is not that he?
No. This was he, Massaud. But Cassius is no more. O setting sun, as in thy red rays thou dost sink tonight, so in his red blood Cassius' day is set. The sun of Rome is set. Our day is gone. Clouds, dews, and dangers come. Our deeds are done. Mistrust of my success hath done this deed.
Mistrust of good success hath done this deed. Oh, hateful error. Melancholy's child. Why dost thou show to the apt thoughts of man things that are not? Oh, error. Soon conceived, thou never comes to a happy birth, but kills the mother that engendered thee.
What Pindarus? Where art thou, Pindarus?
Go seek him, Titinius, whilst I go to Brutus, thrusting this report into his ears. I may say thrusting, for steel and darts and venom shall be as welcome to the ears of Brutus as tidings of this sight.
I am Massaud, and I will seek for Pindarus the wise. Why didst thou send me forth, brave Cassius? Did I not meet thy friends, and did not they place on my brows this wreath of victory, and bid me give it thee? Didst thou not hear their shouts? Alas, thou hast misconstrued everything. But hold thee. Take this garland on thy brow. Thy Brutus bid me give it thee, and I will do his bidding. Brutus, come apace, and see how I regarded Caius Cassius. By your leave, gods, this is a Roman's part. Come, Cassius' sword, and find Titinius' heart.
Where doth this body lie? Titinius' face is upward. He is slain. O Julius Caesar, thou art mighty yet. Thy spirit walks abroad and turns our swords in our own proper entrails. Brave Titinius! Are yet 2 Romans living such as these? The last of all the Romans. Fare you well. It is impossible that Rome should ever breed thy fellow. Friends, I owe more tears to this dead man than you shall see me pay. I shall find time, Cassius. I shall find time. Come, Lucilius. Come now, straight on. Let us to the field. Lucilius, set our battles on. 'Tis 3 o'clock, and Romans, yet ere night we shall try fortune in a second fight.
O young and noble Cato, art thou down? For now thou diest as bravely as Titinius, and mayst be honored, being Cato's son. Yield, or thou diest! Only I yield to die. I am Brutus, Marcus Brutus, I. Kill Brutus and be honored in his death.
We must not, noble prisoner.
Roomho, tell Antony Brutus's tale.
I shall tell the news. Here comes the general. Brutus is ta'en, my lord. Brutus is ta'en.
Where is he? Safe.
Antony, Brutus is safe enough. I dare assure thee that no enemy shall ever take alive the noble Brutus. The gods defend him from so great a shame. When you do find him, or alive or dead, he will be found like Brutus, like himself.
This is not Brutus, friend, but I assure you, a prize no less in worth. Keep this man safe. Give him all kindness. I should rather have such men my friends than enemies. Go on and see whether Brutus be alive or dead, and bring us word into Octavius' tent how everything has chanced.
Come, remains and friends. Rest on this rock. Statilius showed the torchlight, but my lord, he came not back. He is or ta'en or slain. Sit thee down, Dardanius. Slaying is the word, it is a deed in fashion. Hark thee, Dardanius. What, I, my lord? No, not for all the world. Shall I do such a deed? I'll rather kill myself. Peace then, no words. What ill request did Brutus make of thee? To kill him. Look, he meditates. Now that noble vessel, full of grief, runs over, even at his eyes. Come hither, good Volumnius, list a word. What says my lord? By this, Volumnius. The ghost of Caesar hath appeared to me 2 several times by night, at Sardis once, and here this last night in Philippi fields. I know my hour has come. Not so, my lord. Nay, I am sure it is, Volumnius. Thou seest the world, Volumnius, how it goes. Our enemies have beat us to the pit. It is more worthy to leap in ourselves than tarry till they push us. Good Volumnius, thou knowest that we two went to school together, and even for our love of old, I prithee, hold thou my sword hilt whilst I do run on it. That is not an office for a friend, my lord. Fly! Fly, my lord, fly! There is no tarrying here! Farewell to you, and you, Volumnius. Strato, thou hast been all this while asleep. Farewell to thee too, Strato. Countrymen, my heart doth joy that yet in all my life I found no man but he was true to me. I shall have glory in this losing day more than Octavius and Mark Antony by this vile conquest shall attain unto. So fare thee well at once, for Brutus' tongue hath almost ended his life's history. Night hangs around mine eyes, my bones would rest that have but labored to attain this hour. Fly, my lord, fly, and circle follow. I pray thee, straight up by thy lord. Thou art a fellow of a good respect. Thy life has had some smatch of honor in it. Hold thou my sword, and turn away thy face, while I do run upon it. Wilt thou straight up?
Give me your hand first. Fare you well, my lord.
Farewell, good Strato. No! Caesar, thou beast, I killed not thee with half so good will.
What man is that? My master's man. Strato, where is thy master?
Free from the bonds that you are in, Messala. The conquerors can but make a fire of him. For Brutus only overcame himself, and no man else hath honor by his death.
So Brutus should be found. I thank thee, Brutus, that thou hast proved Lucilius' saying true.
All that stir of Brutus, I will entertain them. Fellow, wilt thou bestow thy time with me?
Aye, if Messala will prefer me to you,
Do so, good father.
Straight up. How died my master?
I held the sword, and he did run on it.
Octavius, take him to follow thee, that did this latest service to my master.
This was the noblest Roman of them all. All the conspirators, save only he, did that they did in envy of great Caesar. He only, in a general honest thought and common good to all, made one of them. His life was gentle, and the elements so mixed in him that nature might stand up and say to all the world, this was a man.
According to his virtue, let us use him with all respects and rites of burial. In my tent tonight his bones shall lie, much like a soldier, ordered honorably. So call the fields to rest, and let's away, to part the glories of this happy day. Caesar! Caesar! Caesar!
Yeah.